And there's no blue book exam on this. All right, let's just take a look. There are 5 letters in the alphabet that are what we call sofit or final letters. Can you name any of them?
M.
Okay, a final mem, right?
Right.
Mem sofit. It sounds like sows your own feet. Sofit is the word that means final. If you never heard that word, that means final letter. So if I say mem sofit, it's like the mem in shalom, right? It looks different from the mem in the beginning of a word. Okay, so the regular letters can be at the beginning or middle of a word. Final letters are only at the end. Good. What else? So mem sofit, very good. What else? A final letter. What sofit?
The same letter, the huff.
Half sofit. Ah, okay, like in the word baruch, right? That can only be at the end of the word baruch. It will never start a word. Okay, half sofit. I've got 3 more. Come on, ladies. 3 more final letters.
Faye, I'm cheating.
Go ahead, Diane.
Faye, I have a cheat sheet.
Go ahead. Good. Faye sofit. Final Faye. Okay. And go ahead.
I can
Diane?
cheat again. Final Sadi.
Final Sadi. Sadi sofit. Very good. And there's one more. What's after mem?
Nun.
Nun sofit. Now, when I went to Hebrew school.
Recording in progress.
When I went to Hebrew school, we had a Hebrew notebook, special Hebrew notebook. It had a blue cover and it had a picture of Maimonides on it.
I have that.
Okay. And it had special spacing. Francine, you're laughing. You must have had that same machberet.
Oh.
And something interesting about that, it was
This
not
one?
like any other notebook. Oh, yeah, open it up. There's Rambam.
I
Rabbi
keep everything.
Moses Ben Maimon.
This is from Hebrew school.
Right. So what, Diane, what is unusual about the spaces in that book?
They've got like there's a wide line and then there's a little one above it and a little one below it, which I'm guessing it was for the vowels. I haven't written in it in 30 years.
So the small one was for the letter and the wide space was if it was a letter that extended below the small line. That was for the long ones, which were the final ones. Now, the Chaf Sofit, the Nun Sofit, the Fe Sofit, and the Tzadi, those 4 extend below the regular lines. So that Machberet gave you a wider space. The Mem is fine. Like if you write the word Shalom, it doesn't extend, but the other 4 do. That's why we had those special notebooks, which was really cool.
There's a cheat sheet on the inside cover here too.
Yes, yes. All right. Does anyone know what the word dagesh means? Dagesh. It means a dot, a dot. So we have in Hebrew a couple of combos where they look alike, except there's a dot in one and in the companion, there's no dot. I'll give you an example. The bet and the vet. The bet has a dot. The vet does not. So when you're reading, you have to be careful about that. Can you give me another one that maybe you see on the sheet I gave you? What about the chaf and the kaf? Okay, the chaf is just a plain like a curved semicircle, no dot. But the kaf, which means palm, has a dot. Okay, so you have to be mindful of those letters. And then we have a fe, what else? And a pei. Okay, so here's what I say to remember that. The pei has the point. The pei has the point, it has a dot. The fe does not. And we have 2 other letters, and you have to be careful about those. And they have dots, but it's not in the middle. What is that, Diane?
Tough and Suf.
Okay, so the tav and the sav We now pronounce them. I'm teaching you Sephardic or modern Hebrew, which is spoken in Eretz Yisrael. They are both pronounced like a T. So if you see a letter that looks like a tav and it has a dot, it's still a T, Torah. Okay, so we don't say good Shabbos, that's Yiddish or Ashkenaz. You would say Shabbat Shalom. We say Shabbat, we don't say Shabbos. Shabbos, you can say it, but that's in Yiddish or it's in Ashkenazic Hebrew. We say Shabbat, and there's a tav at the end. But there are some Torah readers, the older people in the congregation, who maybe went to Cheder and they learned that there was a t and a tav and a sav. Today it's indistinguishable. It's the same sound, t. Okay, so it's if I'm gabbying, it's a little hard for me because I have to keep in mind that they're going to be saying things that are a little bit different. And you don't correct them on that because it's still correct as far as what they learned. And then we have a shin and a sin. And a shin, the way I tell you to remember it is to write the word or look at the word shalom. Shalom. If you know what a shin is, the other one is the sin. And so shalom, the shin has a dot on the right. And the letter sin has the dot on the left. Okay, so there's some tricks to remember. So what I gave you, this sheet to review, I like it because it uses, and Galinkin, Rabbi Galinkin was very good in that he gave you the ability to learn words of prayers in the order in which he presented the letters and the vowels, and that was brilliant. That was a different approach to Hebrew, which was really good. So at the top, we have the letter Chet, Chaf, Chaf, Sofit, final Chaf, the long one, Kaf with a point, with the dot, and a Samach. And they figured these might be, this was towards the end of the book, it's page 65. I think it went to like 74. And they did a review of some letters that the students might find problematic. Okay. Dorothy, you're on mute. Dorothy, and also we don't see you. So there you go. Hi, how are you? Okay, Dorothy is in the house. Very good.
Okay, I'm sorry I'm late. I apologize.
No problem. We're just getting started. Okay, so I've got Charlene and Francine, and I've got Janice is, okay, Janice, you're on mute. Janice, you're on mute. Janice, you're
Okay.
on. And there you go. All right, now we are cooking. Okay, I want to be able to hear everybody, and I want you to hear me. Okay, very good. So let's take a look at that page 65 that I gave you. It was Roman number 1, the first of the 3 sheets. Is there anyone who would like to try the first line to pronounce it?
Carol, I can't find my printouts. Can you tell me where it is in Lev Shalom?
Well, that one I gave you was actually page 65 of Noah Galinkin's book. That was from the practice book from the beginning Hebrew. And I thought that was a good place to begin. And same thing with page 66. That was from the Galinkin, Noah Galinkin beginning Hebrew book, Adon Olam. Adon Olam you could probably find at the end of the Shabbat service. Let's see. I don't have that. Let me get that siddur.
I'll print it out again.
Okay, Adon Olam, that'll be more important than the review. Any siddur at the end of the service, Shabbat morning, is going to have Adon Olam, right? At the very end of the service. So Shabbat Morning service is after Musaf, it's after the Torah service.
You know what? I'm just gonna print these out again.
Okay, so Shabbat morning. Let's see, the end is Musaf. Adon Olam is on page 211.
Olam is page
211.
180.
Lev
Shem
Shalem,
Shalom.
page 211. Yeah, 211. Well, that's from Lev Shalem. But which one do you have? Sim Shalom? The
Yeah.
skinny one?
187.
Okay, good. So you can always find Adon Olam and Ein Keloheinu at the end of the Shabbat service, the last two things, the songs that we do. Okay, so who would like to read that line across? It starts with V'chefzo. I just want to make sure that there's no letters, because if I see that there's a letter that you guys don't like, I'll get a special page for next week just on that letter. We'll start for 5 minutes with some practice on that letter. It's a good idea. Okay, Denise, you want to read that first line starting with V'chefzo? Diane, I'm sorry, Diane.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm like, who's Denise? I'm looking at it.
I don't know. She's not here.
You just want me to go across?
Okay. Yes, please.
V'chefzo v'acharei echad liachbara. Liachbara.
Okay, so everybody look at it, repeat after me. V'chefzo,
V'chefzo
v'acharei,
liachbara.
echad, lahachbira. Big word, lahachbira. And these words, where do these words come from? They all come from Adon Olam. That's why he gave them as practice words. So when you get to the biggie, the whole thing, you'll have done a little bit of preview of any difficulties. He's brilliant, smart. Who would like to do the second line? Elizabeth, would you like to try the second line?
Hey, sounds good. I'm not on mute. Okay, just checking. V'chai, Hevli, Ruchi.
Very good. Perfect. That was perfect. Excellent. Okay, repeat after me. V'chai,
V'chai,
Kevli,
Hevli,
Ruchi,
Ruchi.
and again, Ruchi.
Ruchi.
So Ruach means spirit or wind. So Ruchi means my spirit. Ruchi, it's a very nice word. And when the kids go to youth group, they go Ruach, Ruach, Ruach. And Ruach means like spirit. All right, now we'll do some Ruach. Then they do some chants, some singing and things like that in camp, in Jewish camps. Okay, so here's a little story about the letter Chet. Now, I don't know if you have to be Jewish to be born with that sound, with that gargly. But if you, okay, if you gargle in the morning, okay, then you got it. So I had a kid whose name was Yitzchak. And I'm asking the kids, what's your name? And he goes, Yitzchak. And I go, no, Yitzchak. Don't say Yitzchak, please. So he couldn't say it. I tried, Yitzchak. Anyway, line 3. Who can do line 3? Charlene, you want to give it a shot?
Okay. Melech.
Okay, look carefully at the vowel. The first vowel is ah.
I got new glasses yesterday.
Okay.
Oh,
Melech
Malach.
is the second word.
Yeah, okay. The dots aren't there. Malach. Jeez. Better off without my glasses, I think. To read with, they are Malach,
Good.
Malach,
No, the 3 dots. Me, Melech. The word for king, Melech.
Melech. Yeah, I was on to the next
Okay.
one. Melech,
Okay, there's 2 syllables. Yim, loch.
oh, Yimloch. Okay.
right, Yimloch.
Let's see.
So the first letter is that k, kaf, and the second
Yeah.
one, yeah, is
It's the
chaf.
vowels
So
I can't see. They're just,
yeah, it's small.
they didn't give me good
Kichlot,
reading strength in this.
kichlot,
Kilo,
kichlot,
I'm sorry,
kichlot,
Kilo, Malka,
tachlit,
Makni,
tachlit.
Takli.
Okay. The fourth one, Janice, you want to try it? Line 4.
Call. Coal.
So that word, we're always going to pronounce call. That's just one of those irregular words. We're always going to say call. Okay, that's just the way that word is. Call means all, right? So when someone reads a Torah, they do something really great and you want to compliment them, you could say, Kol hakavod, all honor to you. You did a good job. That was a really nice drash. That was a nice Torah reading, a nice haftorah. Kol hakavod, all honor to you, all credit, call. And the next one, Janice?
Hakol.
Okay, what was the second one? Remember the dot on the top is O vowel?
Hakol. Hakol.
Okay, good. That's the third one. The second one is just coal. Good. And the
Right.
third is hakol. And what's the last? Good job.
Is it Komi?
Kosi.
Kosi.
Right. And that's probably why he included this in the review letters, because it looks almost like a mem, like a final mem, but it's rounded. Look at the right side, it's rounded. The final mem, if you look at the other page, Adon Olam, is more square. But this one is rounds, okay? So the reason he's using these letters, I think, is because they can be confused with other letters. So he did this review at the very end of his book. He said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's just review, make sure you're getting everything right. Okay, now, this is kind of cute. On the bottom of the same page, it says Adon Olam. And as in a song or a poem, there are words that rhyme. So I'm going to, it says matching ideas. We're not going to worry about what the ideas say right now. We're just interested in the reading. So that first line says, Asher, Malach, Azai, Melech, Shemo, Nikra. Now you're going to repeat after me. Asher,
Asher,
Malach,
Malach,
Azai,
Azai,
Melech,
Melech,
Shemo,
Shemo,
Nikra.
Nikra.
And underneath it says Livado,
Livado,
Yimloch.
Yimlo,
So he's using two things here. He's picked out words that are in Adon Olam and also words that have letters that he wants to review. Very smart. He's a very clever guy. Okay, the next group says B'terem,
Aram,
Kol,
Kol,
Yitzir,
Yitzir,
Nivra.
Nivra,
Remember Aleph on the end or Hey on the end? It's silent. Le'et,
Le'et,
Na'asa,
Na'asa,
V'cheftso,
Behefso,
Kol. V'acharei,
Achare,
Kichlot, Hakol.
Akol,
Next group, Vehu,
Vehu,
Haya. It
Haya,
always reminds me of Miss Piggy. Hiya. Remember Miss Piggy? Okay. Vehu
Yehu,
over.
Over,
Vehu yihya. Yihya.
Yeah.
And the next line, Beli
Believe.
Believe,
Reshit.
Reshit,
Beli
Believe,
Tachlit.
Achlit,
Okay, next group, Eli
Eli,
Go Ali
Ali,
Chevli
Heavily,
Nisi
Nisi,
Manos
Mano,
Li
Li,
Kosi.
Kosi,
Kos is a cup. Kos yain is a cup of wine. And the last group, Ruchi,
Ruchi,
and again, Ruchi,
Ruchi,
Gaviyati,
Gaviyati,
Li.
Li,
Okay, now in the side column, it has rhymes. So there's a whole bunch of words that rhyme that are in Adon Olam. Okay, if you read poetry, you would see a lot of words that rhyme, right? Like if you have A and C and D and F, every other line, and lots of poems rhyme, right? Poetry. And the ones on the right are also rhyming words from Adon Olam. So who's going to bite the bullet here? Who would like to do the ones on the left that starts with Nivra? We have any brave souls would like to do that column, the ones that, okay. All right, Diane, you're on.
So you want me to do all the words going down that middle column?
I do, and they all rhyme. That should be helpful.
Oh, okay. Nivra, Nikra, No Ra, Besifara,
Batifara,
Tifara, okay. Liachavra.
Lahach,
It's a bet. Liachabra? No.
La-
Hold on, I'm gonna get
la-
it.
Do it again.
Lihach bira.
Perfect. Lahach bira.
I was gonna get that eventually.
You got it.
Vahamitra,
Bahamisra, good.
Sarah,
Yes.
Ekra,
Mm-hmm.
Be'alivra,
And one more.
Era.
Blue ribbon. Oh, very nice.
Ugh.
All right. All right. Who would like to do the ones on the right-hand side or not? That was a good job. And we say Mitsuyan. That means excellent. Mitsuyan. Okay. Mitsuyan is excellent. Okay. Who wants to do the ones on the right? Francine, you want to try it? By the way, I was very impressed with your singing of Shalom Aleichem last week.
Thank you.
No, you have a really lovely voice. You really do.
I used to. Thank you. Shani,
Mm-hmm.
Goali,
Mm-hmm.
Lee,
Mm-hmm.
Ruhi,
Mm-hmm.
Gaviati.
Excellent. Mitsuyan. Okay, now, so here's Adon Olam. Does anyone know what Adon Olam means? Adon. Adon, you know the word Adonai. What does Adonai mean? Baruch atah Adonai. Blessed are you.
God.
Okay, Lord. Adonai really means my Lord. Adon. Okay, so Adon is Lord of the world. Mhm. So Lord of the world, Adon Olam. So who are we singing this to? Who are we singing this to? What's the title? Adon Olam. So this song we're singing to, at the end of Shabbat services, we've just read Torah, we did the Haftorah, we had a drash, we're there for 2 or 3 hours, right? It's addressed to God. And we're singing God's praises at the very end of the service. We're talking to God. And another time, not today, my intention was not to go over what it means, but I'll translate it for you another time. But towards the end, it says, Biado, in his hand, Akid Ruchi is my soul, is my spirit. When I'm sleeping and when I am awaking, B'eit Ishan v'A'ira v'im Ruchi Gaviyati Adonai Li. The very end, this is at the end of the services. My services go for 3 hours in my shul. The very end of Adon Olam, at the very end of the service, is Adonai Li v'lo ira. God is with me, and I won't worry, and I won't be afraid. V'lo ira. So that's kind of nice. At the very end, it gives you a kind of a very nice, comforting message. Adonai Li v'lo ira. I won't be afraid. Okay. Now, Adon Olam is one of those kinds of songs which gives itself to many melodies. So when I went to Hebrew school, it was old-fashioned one was Adon Olam Asher Malach, nice and slow. But you can do Adon Olam Asher Malach, and you could do Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nifra, and you can do it to a million different melodies because of the way the beat is. It can be applied to lots of modern melodies, which our cantor does, which is a lot of fun. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nifra Li Eit Nasa, etc. And he did that one on New Year's. But let's go with the old one. Does everyone know that? Everyone knows that one? Yes, shake your head, yes? You all know that? Raise your hand if they still use that in your synagogue.
Raise your hand if one.
Sometimes. Da 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 da. Okay, but that's another one too, different one. So this is da 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 da, right? You know that one, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I have a question. So when we did last week, the Shema, you said it was the Torah trope. So what is the Torah trope of Adon Olam? Or like,
It isn't.
Adon Olam does, okay, is an easy answer. Adon Olam does not have Torah trope because it is not found in the Torah. Shine, that's the answer.
Okay. So it's just like when you say
It's a song. It's a song.
just the original way of saying it, original way.
It's just the way you hear it, the way the cantor says it. It's like if he sang Yankee Doodle, you wouldn't go,
okay.
Yankee Doodle. Okay, it's no Torah trope. It's nice and simple. Whatever the melody they use in your shul, you just sing it. Just follow the cantor or the rabbi, right? It's really nice.
Right.
So let's take the real easy one. Now, I'd like you to each take a line. You don't have to sing it, but I'd like to have you practice that. This is something you probably did in beginning Hebrew, yes? No? Maybe? How many of you took beginning Hebrew? Raise your hand. Beginning Hebrew? Okay, I see Janice. Diane, did you take beginning Hebrew?
No,
you
just in
just
Hebrew
came.
school.
Okay, Elizabeth, did you take beginning Hebrew class?
No, I learned with a private tutor.
Okay. Dorothy, did you take the beginning? No, all of you are pros.
Other beginning classes.
Okay, other beginning. Francine, did you take beginning class? No, she was also a pro.
No, I did take.
No, she's been doing this all her life. Okay,
Oh,
she's
no.
a pro. Charlene, I
have
know you
not.
took beginning.
Yes, I
Okay.
did with you.
Okay, so let's take da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum dee 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 da 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 da. When I went to Hebrew school, the 1 year that I went to Hebrew school in the Bronx, I knew that after Adon Olam, there would be sponge cake and a little cup of wine. So we were anxious to get rid of this song. We went, okay, services are over. We go to the round tables and we're going to have a little bit of sponge cake or honey cake and a little glass of wine. That was motivation to sing it fast. Okay, that was the only Hebrew class I ever took in my life when I was a kid. is not even a whole year. It was just a partial year because then we moved. Okay, so I would like someone to read the first line. You can read it. You don't have to sing it. Dorothy, you want to read it?
I can sing it. I
can sing it.
Asher Malam, B'Terem Kol Yisir Nivra, V'Eit Nasav V'Hefsacho, Azai Melech Shimon Nivra.
Keep going. That's great. Keep going. I love it. Keep going. V'Achare, keep going.
V'Achare
Kichlot.
Kikakol Leva. I need the light on.
Levado.
I lost
Yimloch Nora.
the
Haya.
Haya the
Over.
the chief Ara.
Okay, really nice.
Sorry.
Beautiful. Someone want to take over? Francine. Vehu echad. That's the beginning of the melody.
Hu echad ve'en sheni laham shil lo lecha bira belira sheet beli tachlit velo haoz baham mizra.
Okay, who wants to take over? Diane? Vehu eli.
Behu Eli, V'chai Goeli, Usor Hevli, Be'et Sarah, Behu Nisi, Umanosli, Menas Kosi, Beyom Ekra.
Okay, who wants to finish it up? So far, great job. Elizabeth, want to finish it? Biado.
Akiruchi, Beitishan via Ira, Vimruhi Giviyati, Adonai li, Vilo.
Hello, Ira. Bravissima, ladies. Very nice. Beautiful. Okay, that you did that. That was excellent. Okay, so next time when you go to services, I want to hear you sing it out, Louise. Sing it out loud, practice it, because if you get a couple of songs that you really know, you're going to feel so good that you can sing at the pace that the cantor and the congregation sing. All right. So if you practice the words here that you really know what's coming, almost by heart, if you really practice it, you'll get such satisfaction out of really being able to keep up like you just did. Okay, and that's what it's a good feeling, right? When at the end of the service, I can sing that, I can do that, you know? Yes, I can. Okay, now I said that we would do some high holiday stuff. Do you know what's special about tomorrow night? Slichot. If you are waiting in line and you step on someone's toes and you're at the bus stop, the bus station in Tel Aviv, you would say, Slicha, Adoni, if it's a man. Sorry, sir. So that means sorry. The Slichot services are, fancy word, the penitential services. They used to be midnight services that kick off the whole high holiday period. Once we get to Elul, which we're in, we start, my son-in-law is Chabad, so I'm sure he blows the shofar every morning. So this is the whole period of introspection and preparing yourself for all the people that you're going to say you're sorry to. We even go to visit the graves, we go to the cemeteries, and even though those people are dead, we still go there and we say, if I did anything during your lifetime, in my lifetime, I ask forgiveness. And one other thing is, I haven't heard this congregational president do it but I think our rabbi and one of the former presidents of my congregation on Yom Kippur, he would do it. He would say to the whole congregation, a public apology, say those words. If I have done anything during the year to offend you, I apologize. I ask forgiveness. It takes a really big person to do that when you have hundreds of congregants. Then you know you must have slighted at least some. Okay, and if the rabbi says that too. And I think that that's a great a model for the congregation. So you're supposed to ask forgiveness. And I think one of the hardest things is in your own families. If there's a fight with a sister or parents or cousins, to beg forgiveness of somebody in your own family, because we're very stubborn, like me, very stubborn people. But that is a show that you're preparing yourself for this whole period in the right way. So tomorrow night, which we used to do, we used to have a program first, like a video or a program of singing with the cantor. And then at midnight, just like midnight mass, in churches, we would have the slichot service begin. And the thing that puts me the most in the mood for the high holidays is the refrain from Avinu Malkeinu. Now, Avinu has the word Av. Do you know what Av means in Hebrew? Father. Av. Avinu means our Father. Because a lot of the prayers that we're going to study, and we do on Yom Kippur, we do it in the plural. We have trespassed, we have cursed, we have done wrong, we have gone astray. It's a confessional that's done in the plural, and the words end in nu. Okay, so Avinu means our Father. Can you guess what the base of Malkeinu is? What's the word melech?
King.
King. So Malkeinu means who's king?
Our King.
Our king. Everything is plural. Our Father, our King. I'm not Christian, but I remember when I went to public school, we had assemblies, and the principal, he would say the Our Father prayer, and I learned it, even though I wasn't in a Christian school, because at that time they didn't enforce separation of church and state. But I was in a public school, and we had assemblies once a week. I had to wear a midi blouse, a white blouse, and a red tie, and a blue skirt, and they would say the Our Father prayer. They don't do that anymore. But it's the same idea that God is like a father. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. What a strong image, right? Now, the thing I want to tell you is this word kadvenu means write us or inscribe us. If any New Year's card you're going to get is going to inscribe us. Inscribe us where? The Sefer Chaim, in the book of life. Sefer is a book, and Chaim is life, and Tovim is good. And any New Year's card worth its salt will say, inscribe us in the book of meritorious life or prosperous life or good life. Okay? So our Father, our King, write us. Now, that word is going to be used in Rosh Hashanah. It's going to change when you get to Yom Kippur, because on Yom Kippur, after 10 days of repentance, because it's 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, you're going to say, seal us, chatmenu b'sefer chayim tovim, seal us in the book of life. And the liturgy changes, and the words, you'll hear the rabbi and the cantor using those words, seal us. And at the very end of Yom Kippur, we'll say it again, seal us in the book of life. The book of life is supposed to be open. And then on Rosh Hashanah, you say, write us in the book, inscribe us for good life. And then on Yom Kippur, after 10 days of thinking about things and asking forgiveness and going to the cemeteries and all the rest, seal us. The book is going to be closed. Make sure that we are in there. That's what a lot of the prayers will say on Yom Kippur. Oh, what a beautiful dog.
Yeah,
I
we're
have a
dog
black
sitting
lab.
tonight. daughter. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I have a black lab too. His name is Lucky Muzzle. So he sounds like a Chinese dog. We call him Luck Luck sometimes for short. Lucky Muzzle. Crazy dog, crazy family, crazy dog. Okay, so these phrases, you can see Avinu Malkeinu, they all start with that. Inscribe us for a good life in the book of life. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption. Inscribe us in the book of sustenance. It's all the same book. Inscribe us in the book of merit and inscribe us in the book of forgiveness. Now, the part that you're going to hear if you go to services tomorrow, by the way, the custom is usually to wear white, like I usually wear a white blouse and a summer skirt, but I try to wear white. So this melody, this haunting melody, if you go to services tomorrow night, you'll hear it, and I'll sing it to you. Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vaneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vaneinu, Ki Ein Banu Masim, Aseh Imanu, Tzedaka V'Chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedaka V'Chesed, V'Hoshienu. And that melody we'll hear throughout the high holiday period. I feel that is the melody which stirs in me the beginning of the whole period. Have you heard this melody before?
Yes.
So this is the beginning. We haven't heard this during the summer. We haven't heard this before. This is a high holiday melody. And it's imploring, Avinu Malkeinu, have mercy on us. Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu, answer us, Va'anenu, for our deeds are insufficient. Ki ein banu, we don't have deeds, it says literally. We haven't done anything. Deal with us. Aseh imanu, deal with us, do for us. Tzedakah, deal with us charitably, tzedakah. It also means righteousness, tzedakah. V'chesed, chesed is mercy. V'hoshienu, and save us and redeem us. So it's very powerful. This is a direct appeal to God. This prayer is very long, Avinu Malkeinu, and it's done during the festival Amidah. You see people are standing and people are sitting at different points when they finish this. Okay, so let's try that melody on the bottom. I tried to make it bigger. I made it 120. Whoops, I just lost you. Okay. Zoom. I lost everybody. I'll get you back. Coming back. Open sesame. Open launch. Okay. We're there. All right. So this is this very powerful, beautiful melody. I find that this is like a very haunting melody.
I already left.
Oh, okay.
I already transferred.
Okay. So let's say the words first. Avinu Malkeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu.
And there's that funny, that's that bigger kamatz. So you're supposed to pronounce that as or. Chonenu.
Anenu.
Va'anenu.
Anenu.
Ki. Ein.
Ein.
Banu.
Banu.
Ma'asim.
Ma'asim.
Next line. Aseh.
Aseh.
Imanu.
Imanu.
Tzedakah.
Tzedakah.
V'chesed.
Chesed.
Chesed really means compassion. Deal with us right with righteousness and with compassion. Have compassion because we're going to say we've done all these bad things. V'hoshienu. So interesting, we do this when we do the breastfeeding, when we get to that point and we say all the things we have killed, we have slandered, we have gone astray. All of those are in the plural. I may not have slandered somebody, but I'm part of the kahal, I'm part of the congregation. And I have to make atonement, help everybody make atonement. We're all in this together. It's the power of Jewish community life. And that's why to pray, you need a minyan. You need 10 people. So I always thought that was very powerful, that it starts on slichot, this idea of this communal life, and that yes, we are our brother's keepers, and yes, we have to do this together. And if you've ever lost anybody, and there's a Shiva minyan, it's the most wonderful thing when 10 people or more show up to your Shiva minyan for the person that you lost in your family. And I thank every one of them when my father died, or any. I mean, it's a big mitzvah. Going to a Shiva minyan is a very big mitzvah that people go at 8 o'clock to 8:20, whatever. They take time out pointedly to go to the shul and to participate in that. That is a great act of tzedakah, really. So we're saying this together. It's not every man for himself. It's we're all in this together, right? So does everyone know the melody? We could try to sing it together. Yes, let's try. 1, 2, 3. Avinu Malkeinu Chonenu Va'aneinu. It's very slow. Repeat. Avinu Malkeinu Chonenu Va'aneinu Ki ein banu masim. Second line. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed. Beginning. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. And you'll see the cantor will do it. It's that slow. He does it very slow, so that I guess everybody can participate. Everybody can do it. Does somebody want to do it for us? Somebody want to try it? My Francine with the beautiful voice. Go ahead.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu ve'aneinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Aneinu ve'aneinu, Ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu.
Bravissima. Excellent. Another Mitsuyan coming up here. The only thing I would just tell you is that third word, Avinu Malkeinu, it's Chonenu. You see a bigger kamatz. If you look carefully or get a magnifying glass, it's Chonenu, because when the T vowel is bigger, or in some Sidurim darker, that means it's or. So it's Chonenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu. But that was beautiful. Does anybody plan to go tomorrow night to Slichot? Yes? It's a really nice service, okay? I'm gonna go. We're going to have, I think, a program first, and then the prayers. And this is very prominent, this prayer, Avinu Malkeinu, because we haven't done this during the year, but this is the kickoff for the high holiday, and this melody is so beautiful. Okay, so we have about 12 minutes left. All right, the third thing I gave you was a fun thing that in Lev Shalem, it's on page 170. It's towards the end of the service.
We're gonna have to figure out how to put them into the computer.
This is called Hayom. Does anyone know what the word yom means? Like Yom Kippur, what is day? Ha means the day. And in it, we always had a lot of fun with this in my synagogue. We still do. There's a couple of us who kind of like do a little repetition after the cantor and some of this. But you can see that I included in this, so you can practice this, and it has the transliteration. So like the first one is Hayom Te'amtsenu, and then it's followed by Amen. Hayom Te'amtsenu, Amen. And again, it's in the plural. Okay, and then you see on the bottom, I gave you the translation, because Hayom means this day, which is Rosh Hashanah. Piyut means a song, a religious song, strengthen us, Te'amtsenu. So it goes like this, you might know this. Hayom, Hayom, Hayom. And myself and my little group behind me, we go, Hayom. And then the cantor goes, Hayom, 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 Te'amtsenu. And everyone says, Amen. Do they do that in anyone's synagogue? Yeah, we have.
They go faster.
Hayom, something like that, we say.
Yeah, so then the next one, Hayom, 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 and when he pauses, we go, Hayom. And he knows we're gonna say that. It's a little group, whoever sits behind me, there's a couple of us. Hayom, 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 Hayom. Everybody can say those words. Hayom Tivarchenu. Amen. And so it's really fun. So you don't have a lot of Hebrew. So let's just go over the Hebrew words, and then you can cheat. You can practice with the transliteration, because I want you to be able to do this on Rosh Hashanah. This is a real favorite towards the end of the service. So the first word is Hayom Te'amtsenu. Te'amtsenu. And the second line is Hayom Tivarchenu. Tivarchenu. And you see the root Baruch in it. Okay, you will bless us. And it on the bottom it says bless us today. And the third one says Hayom Tigadlenu. Tigadlenu. So the easy thing when you see a big word is break it down into syllables. Tigadlenu. And Gadol means big. So exalt us, make us greater than we are, make us great. And the fourth one says Hayom Tid Ro Shenu. Now it's Tid, and then the Reish, the Shin, and the Reish are sharing a dot. We call it the double duty dot. So the dot is the vowel for the Reish, so it's Tid Ro, but we have the letter Shin. So it's also the dot for the shin. Now, some prayer books may have two dots. I've seen some books have two dots. They'd have a dot for the O, for the rosh, for the resh, to make it ro, and the dot on the shin to make it she. But most do not. So it's a double duty dot. It serves two functions. Tid ro shenu litova. Tid ro shenu. And it says for what? Seek our well-being. And the root for that drush, I don't know if you know that word, but when the rabbi, after the Torah service and after the Haftorah, our rabbi usually does like a 10-minute sermon. Oh, in Hebrew, they call it a drush. A drush means like an explanation. He may do it about something in the Torah, and he may do it something about something in the news that relates to Jewish life or Jewish living. So that's called a drash. The rabbi will now give a drash. And on the high holidays, he always gives like a half an hour, a long one. On Rosh Hashanah, your rabbi will give the big speech of the year. And on Yom Kippur, he'll have the big message for the congregation, because that's when everybody comes. So I'm a regular Shabbat goer, so maybe we have 40 people, maybe. Okay, so now the fifth line says, Hayom tichtavenu l'chaim tovim. So tichtav is katav. It means like we had the root katavnu, kadvenu, write. Tichtavenu, write us for l'chaim tovim. Write us in the book of life for good life. Tichtavenu, and there you have it. And it says, inscribe us for good life. Okay. So it's tichtavenu, everybody. Tichtavenu l'chaim tovim. Chaim, like you say, l'chaim, to life. L'chaim tovim, for good life. And then 6 says, hayom tikabel, berachamim. This is a big mouthful. Uvratzon et tefilatenu. Let's try it again. Hayom tikabel berachamim uvratzon et tefilatenu. Does anybody know what the word tefillah means? Tefillah.
Prayer.
Prayer. Tefillot, prayers, tefillah. And it says, inscribe us. No, love it, accept our prayers, lovingly accept our prayers. Tikabel, that means receive, berachamim, with mercy and willingness, uvaradson, et, we don't translate, tefilatenu, our prayers. We say amen. What does amen mean?
We agree.
Amen. Yeah, amen means may it be so. Okay, yeah, we agree. All right, and then line 7, hayom tishma shavatenu. Amen. Okay, what does tishma mean? Shema Yisrael. What does shema mean?
Listen,
Hear or listen to. So it says here, our shavatenu is our plea, our cause. Here are pleading, amen, because the prayers are pleas, save us, redeem us, put us in the book of life. We are asking for a lot between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We are asking a lot of things, so is asking to hear all the things we're saying on Rosh Hashanah and again on Yom Kippur. In Rosh Hashanah, don't forget, it's 2 days. We do the same prayers 2 days just to seal it in. Okay, so Shema, Tishma, you will hear. And the last one, Hayom Tit Mechenu. Bimin Tidkecha. Okay, Tit Mechenu means support us. Biyamin, with the power of Tidkecha, your tzedakah, and amen. So that's Hayom, and so the melody da 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 da, and then you can go da 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 da. Does anyone have a different melody for that? So that was the melody. Yes, Diane?
Well, I've heard it the way you sing it, but then I feel like they go a little faster in our synagogue. Hayom, hayom, or maybe it's during Shabbat. Is there
We don't
some?
do this on, this is not a Shabbat prayer. This is only on the high holidays. Hayom is Rosh Hashanah.
Well, they do it faster. Hayom, 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 tichmeinu, amen, like really fast.
Okay, so that's a little bit of a different melody. Yeah. And the melodies can change with the congregations. The melodies are something that are traditional in, you know, some congregation, it may be their tradition, another one may be a different one, just like with Adon Olam. You know, there's so many different, I think our cantor once said Adon Olam to the tune from Harry Potter. You know, so you can adapt that to as many different melodies as ingenious as your cantor is. That's how many melodies. Anybody else have a different melody for this or learn it a different way? So that's, a lot of people like this because everybody can say the hayoms. It goes hayom, 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 and then we go hayom, 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 hayom. Hayom, and it keeps going on. And when line 6 is Hayom tekabel barachamim uvratzon et tefilatenu. Amen. That's a mouthful. So the cantor says that very, very fast because it's a lot of words and we all go, Amen. So by sitting several hours in services, you're a little giddy. So by the time till we get to the end song here, we're all kind of, you know, like, okay, we're tired. We've had it. We've been standing, we've been sitting, we stand, we sit. We say the Amidah, a long Amidah. We're standing for a long time. Give us a break. And we have a little fun with this. So it's just
So
about
how do you
2:30.
Yeah. pronounce the last word before the amen on 8?
On 8,
Is it-
tzidkecha. It's not tzedak. Yeah, tzid, that's the end of the syllable. Kecha, tzidkecha. Okay. Tit mechenu biyamin tzidkecha. Tit mechenu biyamin tzidkecha. Amen. And the ark is open. You can see it. The ark is open through this whole thing during this song. Okay. Any questions about any of the words here? So if you look at the transliteration, it's pretty good. The last one, Hayom titmechenu bimin tzidkecha. So if you have any problem, I figured this will help you. It's like a little tutor, and then it tells you what it means. So it's a very nice prayer, and it asks for a lot of good stuff. I mean, who doesn't want to be strong? I went to the local Y today, and I engaged in chair yoga. And at the end, the last couple of minutes, the instructor, it's the YMCA because that's the closest one to my house. So YMCA. And so she gave us all kinds of like, close your eyes and be full of goodness and think of honesty and caring and kindness. So then I went up to her and I said, well, I'm going to have a class in Hebrew prayer right after this. I don't know how many Jewish people there are in the Y, but they're so nice. They are so nice. Everybody's so friendly and the teachers are good. So why not? The YMCA. So I am a proud member of the YMCA in Patchogue, New York. And, and if I say something about being Jewish, like, okay, well, no problem. Fine. You're one of us. So I feel very welcome there. And it's a very positive, it's a very good experience. And it's good. It's good to be with people who are not always of the same opinion and the same mindset. It's good to mix with other people in the community. All right. And that's how we make a community strong. So I'm doing my part. All right. I think next week, I wanted to just share with you some of the important prayers from Yom Kippur, and the one where we have sinned, we have done this, very important. Okay, Ashamnu, we have sinned. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu, Yofila, and so that one is power packed. I mean, anything you could have done wrong, it's got you down for. And again, we're going to say it in the plural. We have done this. So we're taking on, again, I am my brother's keeper. You know, that's goes back to Cain and Abel, right? And the question is, am I my brother's keeper? And the Jewish response is most definitely yes. Yes.
Carol, are
you
you
are.
going to send it to us again?
I am. I
Okay.
am, and I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm gonna take it from my Lev Shalem, and I made it 125. I cut and paste, you know, it's like if I were a criminal, I would be doing that, cut and paste and the ransom message. Yes, but I'm very famous for my cut and paste, and I'll make it bigger. So you'll be able to read it and practice. And by the end of the semester, you're gonna have a nice dossier of the important prayers. And then I'll get back to the prayers from the Siddur for Shabbat. They want us to do the daily prayers. Well, okay, so we'll do those. And those are the ones that are going to be done in the services at convention in Schaumburg, Illinois, next July. But they're prayers that they're very important prayers, you know, that's not like little, they're important ones. And so, and I will give you some of the meanings and I will send you some of the vocabulary, I want you to start getting used to the idea of roots. In Hebrew, there's, in the middle of the word, there's 3 letters. There's slot 1, slot 2, and slot 3. And those letters have to be in that same order, consecutive, 1, 2, and 3. Like Baruch is a bet, a resh, and a chaf. It can't be scrambled. And then there's add-ons. There's prefixes and suffixes. But when you get good, your eye will go to the middle of a word that looks like a big word, and you'll be able to pick out the main idea. Like kotev is right, but katvenu is write us. And you'll be able to see that the nu is us and the kotev is write us. Katvenu b'sefer chayim. And you'll be able to catch on how Hebrew is constructed, the building blocks. So I'll give you that skill. I'll teach you, and we'll take a look at that. All right, and like you say, you know that Chaim means life, right?
Right.
Le is a prefix. It means for. Le Chaim. So when you have Le Chaim, it means like to life, for life. Le Chaim, for life. So, okay, ladies, Shabbat Shalom, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Charlene, question?
Are we meeting every Friday or are there any days on?
I think that the holidays come out on Monday, Tuesday, and
Or
I
not
think
for
Yom
Rosh
Kippur
Hashanah,
is
but
on-
like throughout the semester?
Shabbat Shalom.
I haven't looked that far, but I think they're pretty good, you know. Maybe Thanksgiving weekend. I think Thanksgiving weekend, you know, which is
Veterans
Thursday,
Day?
Thanksgiving and Friday, people, you know, will be
Yeah.
have company going away, so we won't meet then. But I think it's pretty good.
Okay,
All right,
thank
I will
you.
let you know in advance, you know, I will send you a note and lessons every week, what we're gonna do, so you can look at it in advance. You can have a little preview of what I'm thinking, what I'm gonna plan, okay? And I'll send it, I'll try to get it out on Wednesday. So you'll have it for Wednesday, like Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, you'll have it for Thursday, and you can look at it and you can make sure that your printer has paper and it's everything is working, okay? All right, so I hope you will go to services and hear that Avinu Malkeinu and sing with them, sing right along.